At dawn, the courts of the Jerusalem temple stirred with murmurs of authority and judgment. Among the stone pillars and rising prayers stood a young Pharisee named Saul of Tarsus, brilliant, zealous, and utterly convinced that he was defending God's truth. But the echoes of Jerusalem still carried the memory of blood. Not long ago, outside the city walls, a faithful man named Stephen knelt beneath a storm of hatred. Stones flew from angry hands, yet Stephen's eyes were lifted heavenward. Even as life faded from him, peace clothed his face. He saw glory where others saw defeat. Nearby stood Saul. He did not throw the stones, but he guarded the cloaks of those who did. His eyes burned with approval, his heart hardened with certainty. In his mind, this was righteousness. And so the persecution spread. By night, doors were shattered, families scattered in fear. Saul stormed homes with temple guards, dragging believers into the darkness. Men and women were bound in chains, locked away in cold prison corridors. Yet even there, hope still flickered, something Saul refused to understand. Before the high priest, Saul knelt in confidence. Authority recognized authority. From sacred halls came official letters sealed with power, granting him permission to hunt followers of the way beyond Jerusalem. Damascus awaited. As the sun rose, Saul fastened his cloak, checked his supplies, and set his face towards destiny, unaware that destiny was already moving toward him. The road to Damascus stretched long and dusty beneath relentless skies. Day after day, hooves beat the earth as Saul rode with purpose, the city finally appearing on the horizon by midday. Then, heaven broke the silence. A light, brighter than the sun, exploded from above, swallowing the road in blinding glory. Saul's horse reared, his companions cried out, and Saul fell, thrown violently to the ground, helpless beneath the weight of divine power. Flat against the dust, trembling, Saul heard a voice that shook his soul. "Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me?" Fear seized him, his certainty shattered. "Who are you, Lord?" he whispered. The answer struck deeper than any blade. "I am Jesus, whom you are persecuting." In that moment, Saul saw himself clearly for the first time. The blood, the chains, Stephen's face, his world collapsed beneath the truth. "Rise," the voice commanded. "Go into the city. You will be told what you must do." When Saul opened his eyes, there was only darkness. The man who once led now had to be led. Blind, broken, humbled, Saul was guided by the hand into Damascus, into a house on Straight Street, where he sat alone in silence for 3 days. No food, no drink, only prayer. Tears traced paths down his face as memories haunted him. Stephen's forgiveness, terrified families, iron bars closing behind innocent believers. The persecutor became the penitent. Elsewhere in Damascus, an elderly disciple named Ananias knelt in quiet prayer. His peace was interrupted by a divine call. "Ananias?" "Yes, Lord." "Go to the house of Judas on Straight Street. Ask for a man named Saul." Fear surged through him. Saul, the persecutor? Ananias protested, but God revealed a greater purpose. "He is my chosen instrument." Understanding replaced fear. Obedience overcame hesitation. Ananias arose. Step by step, he crossed the streets of Damascus until he stood before a simple wooden door. Taking a breath, he entered. There sat Saul, blind, fragile, no longer powerful. With compassion, Ananias placed his hands upon him. "Brother Saul." Warm light filled the room. Something like scales fell from Saul's eyes. Sight returned, but more than sight, a new life was born. They embraced, not as enemies, but as brothers. Soon after, Saul descended into the waters of baptism. Rising again, he emerged transformed. Strength returned, joy followed, bread was broken, fellowship restored, and then amazement. In the synagogue, the former persecutor now proclaimed the name of Jesus. Voices whispered, faces stared in disbelief. Is this not the man who destroyed them? Yes, but grace had rewritten his story. The journey continued, no longer as Saul the hunter, but Paul the messenger. Alone on the road once more, he walked toward the rising sun, his shadow stretching behind him, the gospel burning before him, and the words that would define his life echoed into eternity. I am not ashamed of the gospel.